Testing, testing, 1, 2. There we go. Oh man, I'm making breakthroughs. All right. All right, let's go ahead and look around this old market. Go out to my main. Looks like we got a couple movers up here. Top mover is SLE. SLE Super League was moving yesterday. Then behind that we got SSKN up 95%, so 187% and a 95%, and IPDN with 82%, and then GLTO up 61%. So let's go ahead and swing through these charts. I'll start with the top. Let's start with SLE. So yesterday it had a major bounce during aftermarket. I mean, just a monster bounce from 337 all the way up here to what, 8s, and then from 8s swung down a little bit to 7 and got all the way up here to 11. And now this morning it woke up at the pre-market open, and then this huge pop at 3 o'clock, and then it came back and revisited these lows. Okay, so Super League, let me see what their news was yesterday. Why did they do this big pop? Looks like a press release: pioneering digital assets treasury investor Evo Fund to invest in Super League. Okay, so Evo is like a gaming league on crypto. You get paid crypto to it's kind of like first person shooters, you know, sword games, and you know, but the weapons in the game and the guns and all of the armor and stuff cost crypto. So you can collect, you know, different NFTs off of people and actually get crypto for them in game. So, okay, Evo. I already heard of Evo. I used to play on Evo as well. So for a little bit, tried out their infrastructure, but I'm guessing it's only gotten better since so many people were just ready to jump on it. But that's SLE, and that's news from yesterday. The next one is SSKN. SSKN came up here, went from 171 all the way up here to around 419, and now it's just kind of sitting at the 337s. What was your news on yesterday? Because you don't have any today. Let's see. Near reviewed publication of combination therapy with vitiligo. Wait, let me bring that up. Okay. New peer-reviewed publication of combination therapy in vitiligo with Strataskin Sciences, Excimer laser jack inhibitors. Okay, so it's therapy and all of that stuff. Don't know about it. IPDN is the next one. So what was it didn't have any news yesterday. It was just kind of moving on some sentiment. Okay. And then we got GLTO here. GLTO, not seeing any catalyst for it today as well. Okay, but those are the top 4 that I see. I see one more, JXG. It doesn't have any kind of news yesterday or today as well. It's up 30% though. It's not a 20% struggler yet, but it's got a lot of competition overhead. But it does have the most volume on the day, which is weird. It's $1.07. It's up 30%, and it's got 24 million shares traded on it. Actually, no, it's not leading. SSKN is leading. I didn't even see SSKN up there with 54 million shares traded. So kind of weird that it's over all of these other ones, but it is what it is. Let's go to the daily charts on these and kind of look through SLE first, daily chart. All right, so over here on SLE, it closed yesterday at $3.28, and it went up to a high of $13.97. Okay, somewhere up in this previously traded level here. Okay, it did fall back under into this gap. So this could be a heavy gap. This really isn't a daily level. This is like a gap level. So let me mark that up. This is going to be a daily gap level. Daily gap level. level. All right, and then the bottom side of this gap is all the way down here to 703s. It's at 915 right now, though. 915 is coming right back down to this little let me create one right here. 915, yeah, possible, but not super obvious. So you know what? I'm not even gonna mark that up. I don't want to trick myself when I come back later on in the day that is a obvious daily level. I want to mark obvious things. The bottom of this was what, 711. So let's go and put that in there. So I know that this, no matter what, people are gonna see this gap. And then beyond that, don't really know where it wants to go. We can back up a little bit, but right now it's got a fight. It's got a $7 fight that it's got to live through, from 1260 down to 711. All right, let's jump over to GLTO now, up 101%. Let's go look at this one. So on the daily chart, closed at, and I must have made these marks a long time ago. Okay, let me erase these and start fresh for the day. All right, so this one started at $3 and is now trading around 625. Looking for obvious levels here. So it's got an obvious level up here of 737. Daily level. Daily level. And that's super obvious. Any other super obvious levels here at this previous test point? But that's $4. If it goes back down there, it's untradeable for me. It did have some type of gap up here, 942 to 1141. So that's super obvious. I will put that up there as gap levels. Not a super obvious daily, or I need to differentiate what I mean by that. So I'm looking for the peaks and valleys, right? This is a daily peak level. That's what I need to differentiate, catalog that a little bit differently, because I'm gonna end up confusing myself. So daily peak levels, and then daily gap levels. So daily peak, and then we got a daily gap here. All right, so daily level. All right, so let's go ahead and duplicate this gap. This is one part of the gap, and then we got another part of the gap up here. All right, so we got three levels there: 1136, 928, and 733. Let's go back and make sure that I got this one labeled right on SLE real quick. So this is daily gap. Okay, and then we had some type of peak up here at 1162. Put a daily peak up here. Level. All right, so that's the first two. The next one is SSKN. Now it is not in scope, so I'm it's under $5. Closed at $1.70. Had a peak up here of 386. So it's got a daily peak up here. All right, let's see. All right, that's not super clear. We got a clear peak, but beyond that, nothing super obvious. No real peaks until way back here. And this one, these are just kind of crazy out there. All right, well, anyway, just one little peak out there. The next one is IPDN. Ooh, I remember I did some research on this one. There it is sitting out there. That was back on this day right here, which was 7/22/25. They had a 1-for-8 reverse split. They had a couple things going on right here. 1-for-8 reverse split. Let me go and look at what that says. 1-for-8 reverse split effective September 27, 2016. 1-for-2 reverse split effective January 5th, 2023. 1-for-10 reverse split effective March 13th, 2025. What is their news today on IPDN? Are they doing another reverse split? They don't have any news on today. We can see a peak out here all the way at 1240, but that is so long away from where they are. They're at 493 down here somewhere. So yeah, we'll see about that. JXG now becoming a 20% struggler here, 28% up. Hollow also a 20% struggler in here, with $7.05. So yeah, we got a lot of things that are on the border of being good, but they're not good yet. So I see GLTO still grinding higher as well. We can see on the 1 minute these little wicks out here. Let's go ahead and take note of this, because it is kind of meeting some of the, well, it doesn't have a catalyst, but we'll just see how it plays out through the day. Previous point of control down here is at 521. And let me look at the other time frame. So on the 5 minute, it is 518, and on the 15 minute, it is 521. Okay, so between the 23 and the 18, 518 down there is where that previous point of control of heavy trading happened. So let's go ahead and mark that up. So we got 523 down. Well, that's not much at all, is it? 518. That's a super tight little level there. Okay, we'll see what happens when it comes down to that level. And what else we got here? What else is over 5 that is moving well? So SLE continued to die off. You know, this one, like I said, it was supposed to be, it could have been continuation, but it just, crypto, Evo, just not really the life of the party right now. GLTO with 15 million shares traded. Visually, GLTO is outperforming these other ones. By volume, it is not. It is a lower volume. It's trying to make its way up. So we'll have to see how long it lives, how long it stays up here before it shorts attack, and what a short attack looks like on it. Looks like this point of control moved up too. This point of control, we just marked it down here at 518, 523, and now it's up here at 5. So on the 1 minute, I see it at 596. On the 5 minute, I see it at 559, and on the 15 minute, it is still at 521. So let's mark this new level of point of control here. So we got 596 down to 521. Okay, so it actually has a new level going back and pretty much touching this old level that it's got to decide what it wants to do here. All right, just taking notes, taking things into consideration. SLE is also low volume too. It's got 12 million shares traded in comparison to SSKN's 55 million shares traded. So a lot more people on this little cheaper one, for sure. So that's kind of telling on what the day brings. IPDN going under $5, so that one's out of scope. Even though it is up 66%, it has 20 million shares traded. It is not in scope for me. JXG not really having much motion at all down there with the 20, not getting much volume either. Volume's died on that one. And then Hollow down there with only 3 million shares traded. Okay, so I think we're looking in the right spot. I think we just got to find implementations for strategies, and what could work. So GLGO stopping a little bit right on this top of this cloud. It's got a lot of room to play down to the 520s. So we'll see how that works. $5 is right under that level, so it can easily, if it does end up breaking this down, could easily be back under 5. So I don't like the risk of that. We're looking around, trying to see what's going on. SSKN, what are you trying to do here? Why do you keep getting so much volume? That's my question. $3.31, and you just keep, volume just keeps pouring in here. And it had a peak at 386 up there. let's go ahead and take note of where his point of controls is too. Let's see. So previous point of control is at 344. 344 on the 1 minute and 311 on the 5 minute and 328 on the 15 minutes. So let's just go ahead and make a little point of control box here. That's 344 down to 311. So it's got to decide what it needs to do in this little area here. Is it going to break down this level, break up out of this, or what? It's up 98%. It's fighting to hold 100% gain. SLE continue to walk its way down as well. Only 12 million shares traded. So again, you gotta kind of not rush into it and do your due diligence. Actually, speaking of due diligence, where are these stocks from? So SLE. Oh, we didn't even look at the front page of Yahoo. Let's go ahead and refresh this. It's been sitting here for a while. Let's see if it's anything new out here. Okay, same thing. All right, so it's not just 2025 optimism lifting the stock market. So the stock market, oh yeah, it is lifting, isn't it? I didn't even look at that. U.S. China to close, or U.S. China close a huge Boeing order. So Boeing right now is down 1.65%, but I don't know what the huge Boeing order is. I do know that they've had a couple of incidents for sure, but we'll see what they're talking about with this order. So I'll go ahead and add them over here to look into. NVIDIA's 100 billion AI open AI deal carries more questions than answers. Okay, that's looks like it can go either way. China rare earths dispute did not or still not resolved. U.S. lawmaker. Wall Street keeps misjudging the S&P 500 rally. A 800 billion revenue shortfall looms over AI. EU targets Apple, Google, and Microsoft over online scams. Full tariff shock to global growth yet to come. Secret Service breaks up imminent telecom threat in New York. Gatlick expands out of autonomous truck fleet with Loblaw. I don't know. GoodNotes collaborative docs and AI assistant to cater to professional users. Factbox companies pouring billions to advance AI infrastructure. Trump warns against Tylenol in pregnancy over unproven autism fears. U.S. bonds halt losses since Fed meeting as focus turns to Powell. Boeing offers remedies in bid for EU approval for Spirit deal. Okay, so Boeing was one of those that is on the front page. Let's look down here. H1 or H1B visas. Tesla stock closes at a new high, so that's something to keep an eye on. See if it ends up stealing the attention on the day. What does Micron do? We don't care. We need good news on Micron. There are rare market opportunities right now. Blah blah blah. Okay. All right. So let's jump back over here to what we were looking at. So this is what we had recently marked up. These were the points of control, or the point of control area here, from 595 down here to the 521s, and we can see that it is trading within this box. We'll see if it exits the downside and goes on down to 5, or if it wants to go for another rally. SLE losing itself. The volume isn't just pouring in there. And then SK or SSKN, we had a previous point of control box here as well. Stopped right. Well, I think I drew this before it got here. Yeah, I drew this before it got here. So it's just coming into this box and trying to figure out what it wants to do. IPDN, I did not draw one for this because I don't remember why, but yeah, I didn't. So I had a point of control up here, 548 and down to, no, 551 is the top of the box and 546 is the bottom of the box. So let's go ahead and mark that up. 551 down to 546. 546. but it needs a lot of help on this one. The range is almost died off. Boy, this thing's got a long way to go back up there. We'll see if it ends up moving the point of control, but right now volume just isn't pouring in on it like these other ones. SLE continue to go down. So on these types of mornings, I like them because they get me geared up for intraday. I'm thinking, okay, you know, all of this small cap, no catalyst type deal is moving during pre-market, right? Now, some of these are on continuation like SLE, but for the most of these, they do not have any catalyst. This, I'm like, okay, could this be preparing for an intraday big move, right? That's where my mind goes, because I'm not getting tied into all this ocean of madness of movement. I want to see something pop up with some news and really take, you know, end up holding up during the day. And the other thing is, during intraday, I have all my tools. So everything is calculated during intraday. So if it wants to act like this during pre-market, be choppy, be all over the place, I'm cool. I'm like, hey, you know what? I have even more advantage during intraday. I'm cool. So we'll see which one of these wants to end up holding all the way to the open. That one I would expect to probably, if it is one without catalyst, to fall at the open, and see, you know, how far it falls and what new ends up trying to trend upward. Because we're still trading trends, we're still trading upward trends, but we need conviction. We need to see that it's holding those previously heavily traded levels going upwards. So that's what I'm looking for. SSKN still in this box here. Top side of this box is up here at 344. Okay. But that thing ain't even moving an inch right now. A cent. That's not what we want. SSKN, go ahead and break on down, big boy. Get on under that $3. So right now there's only one stock that actually, by the charts pattern and by the volume and the price, is kind of meeting the criteria, which is GLTO, but that no catalyst is keeping me out of it. Not saying it's not opportunity. If you have a strategy to do this, trade with no catalyst, cool. But my strategy, it just, man, gets me tore out the frame with no catalyst. So it's trading on the top side of this box right now. This is right at that $6 level. We'll see if it pulls back in here. But yeah, we'll see if it can move that that point of control. And you can see where it previously had wicks up here. That's where it's slowing down at. And does it have the room to come back into this box? Yep, it does. But can it start holding up and getting stronger, or is it about to create another wick here? Top side is 655. 655 there. And we're seeing the start of a wick, but this candle hasn't closed yet. It's got about 20 seconds left. About to close this candle here. Is it going to do some of this treatment? Is it going to do one of these moves where it comes back down? Got down to the $6, so 30 cents away from this level it can fall back into. There it is. Look at there. Coming right on back down to that point of control. Let's see if it breaks back into our box. Will it show weakness here? They're fighting over that whole dollar level, but where are the buyers? Are buyers willing to buy at 6? Okay, let's continue to look around for things that are meeting the criteria. So IPDN, that's out of there. And trade that. It's under 5. Barely under 5, but close enough. So I have to fight. SSKN trading towards the lower side of that box, which is what, 312 down there. It's not look great. GLTO right back on top of our box. It did this before too, so it came down. We saw this before where it made a move up, came down, had a little green, made another wick, and got going down. So will it repeat this pattern? And is this becoming some type of structure here? So let's see. This is a lower high from the 655 down here. Is this becoming some type of structure, or is it going to break this, hold the box and break this? SLE under 9, not really even moving anymore. So GLTO, if that's the best that the market had, the pre-market has to give me, I'm cool. I will sit on my knuckles. It's about to have more volume than IPDN. Catch up with that. That $6 just trying to hold on for dear life. For dear life. Okay, where is my... Where, oh where is my... All right. So again, we have a little bit of structure. It is holding this $6 level. Top side here is at the 641. Will this be a lower high? Will this be a lower high again? So let's see, 630 is where it's kind of hitting its head right at the bodies of these previous candles. And it's about to close this candle in 10 seconds. Okay, so is it going to push on down into our box? Another little tap off that 6, top level of that box. Ooh, there it is. Got a touch up there. Is this going to create a lower high? Woo! So held at 6. That was a heavily traded level there. No catalyst, but still made a pretty big break up there from what, 620s up to 680. Is this going to be a pullback into this previous level? We'll see. Now, I mean, at this point, it's got to make a new structure because it just broke a previous level that I was thinking, okay, this thing is definitely not going to break this, but it's up 120% with 20 million shares traded, and we still got our box down here waiting on it. Point of control did move up a little bit, just a little bit. So on the 1 minute, it went up to the 602. On the 5 minute, it is at the 591. So small pushes out there, and we will see how this, if this wants to snatch back or not. But I would definitely need to see it fail through this level to be like, oh yeah, it's over with. Crazy thing is that whole move, only what, another million shares came in on that whole move up. So we'll see what the actual action is here in just a minute. It's got 15 seconds on the on this 1 minute candle. Okay. How far are you gonna pull back, big boy? You gonna pull back under these bodies here at the 625, or are you gonna keep holding? Bum bum bum. 650's trying to hold it down. That kinda okay. That's definitely not a head and shoulders. It's got the top here of 687. This is a lower high. If it can't break that 687. All right. So forming another one of these points here where it sold off of from last time. So let's see if it can break back into the previous structure, which right now is at 640, under 650 basically. Little throw out, so it did break a new high. Okay, so it's just piling up. Just piling up. $7, it almost hit. So overall, it was about $1 in this move. Seven, or it's from 6 to 7. Let's look at the marks that we took from the daily chart up here as well. So we had 3 levels up here. We had the 737, we had the 9, we had all of these very obvious daily levels. I wasn't sure if it was going to be able to push up here with no catalyst, but it looks like it's trying to at least get to that first one. But it's got to break over 7 though. We're going to come back to our box here. Boy, this thing is really fought to hold that level there. A lot of fighting. Fighting the whole 650 looks like. Mm -mm -mm. 23 million shares traded, and the volume still isn't pushing in there heavy. This is some weird price action. Okay, it's starting to open up to one side at least. Okay, so previous structure right here at 639. Let's see how far it drops. Testing the structure again, old structure. Man, what is this thing trying to do? Okay, so retesting this old structure. Let's see where this candle closes. Closes under the old structure. We'll see if that becomes some type of resistance there. Move the point of control again. 610 on the 1 minute, 610 on the 5 minute, and 540 on the 15 minute. Okay. So right back down to this $6 level. Gave a brief little uptick off that 6, but yeah, kind of really in a war zone, coming back to the bodies of these previous fails. All right. So the high here, or not the high, the previous structure here is at 637. We have not identified any new structures here, so they got to be super obvious. Where's those obvious structures? All right, let me flip over to the other ones real quick. So we saw SLE, which pretty much died off there. Nothing to do with that one. We saw SSKN. Okay, SSKN traded through this level, touched the downside of this point of control level at 311 and came up here to a top side of 344, but still trading within this box. So literally came right down to the bottom, right up to the top. That's why we use that point of control. I mean, it works. It works on every type of stock, really. You're just looking for highly traded areas to reverse, like super highly traded areas. That's it. All right, let's look at IPDN. Where are you at? IPDN looking like it's about to break down some more past that 475-ish level there. And then it came up here to the top side, and again showing some reversal off of this top side. It's going to have to really get some strength to get over this 344 level. Okay, back up here to GLTO. Continues to trade within this downtrend structure. Another little tap on that 6, top side of our little cloud. I don't know how much longer this 6 is going to hold, but I mean, it's been holding like a soldier. And I don't know if that's shorts holding it up to get better positions to go down under 5 or what. But now, once again, we're testing. This time we're testing the 6 with a red candle, 1 minute candle. Last time it was a green candle. How it closed. This is a nice red candle. Let's see how it closes in 10 seconds. Okay. Retesting with another red right at that 6th level. All right. Silly skin. Okay, skin did its little reversal at the top side of the box. Coming on down. Hollow is now coming up, but it's got low volume. Only 3 million shares traded, so I have to probably wait till intraday to see what Hollow is doing. I think it's a Chinese stock. I believe Hollow is a Chinese stock. Only up 25%, but with all of these other non-catalyst movers, you know, it is what it is if it wants to go wild. GLTO with another hold of 6. Will this finally create a lower high here? Okay, so came up to 619, closing this candle in about 30 seconds. Super close to a fall off. Hmm. Unpredictability is what's getting me. SSKN going back towards this bottom here. 59 million shares traded, but again, it was out of scope anyway, under 5. Splashing on down there. The fact that the struggle on GLTO is so real, they really want this thing to get up. So this is another hold of 6. We got the previous structure up here at 630. This is such a choppy little stock here. How do you even trade something like this? I don't even know. Very small for sure. All right, SSKN forming some type of trend in this box level. SSKN We'll see if it continues to hold that or if it wants to break out or break down under this 312, but it does have a couple of points. Actually, let's see, back here, there's maybe a little bit of structure as well. We'll see how those hold. It's up 91% with 59 million shares traded. So it's got a lot of eyes on it. It could pop back up, but man, it just needs some catalyst. Okay, IPDN ended up breaking on down, going towards that 450 now. And the top three that I'm seeing, SLE still up 156%, GLTO up 100%, and SSKN up 91%. GLTO coming back up to the structural high. We'll see if we see a big turning point from here because it's come up here. 1, 2, tried to break here. What will the fall look like this time? It's only 25 cents away from where it fell from last time. Point of control right here at the 610. And this is a new structure too. Gotta wait till this candle closes, but I'm gonna go ahead and count it as a new structure. If it breaks it, then it'll invalidate that structure, but we'll see. 20 cents away from the 6. Bet they don't want to see 615 again. And there's 615. Will this structure hold? Keeps holding this 6 up. A little bit more speed going back towards the 6 yet again. Will it test the 6 with another red candle here? 602s. Trading under that 1 minute point of control there at 610. Close, looks like it's about to close a candle underneath it. Yep. Okay. Tested it again with the red candle there at the 6. And now it's going back into our box over here. Previously heavily traded level. All right, let me pop back up here to SLE. Still dumping lower. SSKN. We had our previous little assumptions that maybe it will hold the 325s. It's got 64 million shares traded, so eyes are definitely on it. But there, oh wow, pulled all the way back up to the 6 again. This thing is killing shorts and longs. We identified some type of new structure, but this is crazy. Let me go ahead and spread this on out. We will activate. All right. So getting on up there again on that structural high. This is crazy. Coming back under both of these structures. Closing this candle in 10 seconds. I don't even know how this. I don't even understand this move here, but it's looking like it's still trying to get away from 6. Small little breakout there. Will we be able to count this as a new structure? Yep. It's a new peak, new outlier. All right. So that was unexpected. Gotta wait till this candle closes. I'm not sure about the next structure here. Hmm. Okay. So we got a new structure. Hmm. Go ahead and mark this up. New structure here. Again, a test on the 6. What is up with this 6? Okay. We'll finally close the candle in our little box. Okay. There's a little push down. So definitely looking like it's gonna end up closing the candle in our box. $34 million shares traded on this one. Too late now. Try to save it. Got like 30 seconds. You try to save this. This is a, I don't know. Wow. They really, that's crazy. Almost got it. But no. No, it shall not be. New candle there has finally closed below into our box. Let's see if it starts to walk down the map now. So we identified some previous structures. Basically, I leave these structures up here until they're completely just outrageous. It's like, okay, if it gets there on the day, it's over. I mean, it's basically not even a structure anymore. It's so far away from it. So these have to get outrageous. If it drops down here to like 4 and $3 and something, well, that structure's completely just like, nah. Because I'm probably not gonna swing back. I mean, I may swing back around later on in the day if some catalyst pops. Okay, so SLE down to $8 now. SSKN tried to get out of that box again there. Let me stretch this out. So this price is 312, 344 up there. Okay. All right. So it broke down the structures that it was seeming to be building and making those lower lows there. So now only 70 cents away from that $5 mark. Let me refresh our homepage, Yahoo, see if any new news has popped in. Nope. We do have a speaker on today, though. Today is the 23rd. So we have speech by Vice Chair Bowman, and then we have Powell at 12:35 on the economic outlook. So definitely be on the lookout for those. Things just kind of power tried. Oh, okay. That's the main thing, man. Just being in the know. What's going on with the market, man? SSKN did break out of that downward box there and broke to lower lows down here at the 305s. Only up 80 something percent now, so that's not looking great. Not looking great at all. Nice little grinder down. Mm. Do do do. Okay, so making a lower level here and coming to the end of our box, which was the 525s, only a couple cents away. So I think I made the right call. Finding the structure, seeing that it had no catalyst, finding the obvious levels that it could get to, and it just did not get up there. But now we can see, it is right at the bottom of this level. Up 78%. SLE, what are you doing over here? Being weird. Yep. Barely touching that level. 524. There we go. There's a little nice little trade down there. At this point, it's way too close to 5 to trade. SLE. What are you doing over here? Doesn't really look like it's moving. Still too low of volume right there. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 stocks over it in volume. So maybe it'll swing back around. Oh, SLE. Okay. But it is way away from all of his points of control. It's gonna have to drag all those down. Point of control up here at 1070, it's 1075. If we go back here and look at what the volume's looking at, like down here, nobody's really participating. That says KN continue to walk down as well. All right, we got a breakdown and a close outside of our previously heavily traded levels. So they pretty much, the shorts traded all the way through this with almost no, just looking at the chart, you know, if you didn't see this actually trading, you'd be like, okay, almost no rebuttal from the buyers as they move down through here on the 1 minute. And now it's at 506. And what is it about to break down? The $5. Anyway, yep, there it is, breaking it on down. 498 low. What? This thing popped up a lot. SLE up here to 925. Could keep an eye on this one during the day. It is a continuation, but it's better than nothing, right? What kind of structure did you have out here? Nice big old downtrend is what you had. Look for those outliers and see how it's going to play between them. See if it starts to consolidate around 9. It starts to look for a way up. Has a bottom down here of 806. Still has not moved that point. Look at the volume. This little bar in comparison to this bar way out here in volume. That's insane. This has to grow all the way past this for the point of control to move. All right, well, I think pre-market has shown me all of its nice colors. I am going to be preparing for intraday trading. I'm gonna go ahead and get on the road so I can get set up for the intraday, the open, and all of that stuff. Because I think just be waiting on some news, and also keep in mind those speakers for today. I'll have to make it all today, but I want to make something. And maybe it's just some more knowledge in my head, playing defense. Weaving the punches of the market. Wow. Right back down, huh, SLE? Looked at the outliers, lined up the outliers that were there. Trying to see how it would react to those structures, and we'll see if it will be coming back under the 846s. GLTO testing the bottom side of this level here. Those buyers are kind of probably scared at this point. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and prepare to leave. I'm not be sitting around looking at this death. I'm gonna save my mental fortitude for intraday and see what new pops up. If these are going to hold as the leaders of the day, then I'm okay with sitting on my hands for the day. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you were trading these and you made money, I applaud you. Cool. But yeah, I'm looking for something a little bit better. A little bit better to get me to press that buy button for sure. But yeah, I'm about to get on down. And as always, nothing really new out here. 3 things Powell speaks after Maroon, Trump at UN. Yeah, we'll see. All right. But yeah, I'm probably going to still look for trades today later on the day and see how the market wants to react. Let's look at the overall market real quick one time. So it did have quite a bit of a buy up. Was this is Sunday. Monday had a drop down and then a rally up here. So we want to see what happens with all of this information that's going to be coming in today. A lot of times people overestimate what happens when Powell speaks or some of this other stuff. So I don't want to overestimate. I want to look for small caps that don't care about it, and maybe something with a little bit of catalyst, because that's where I seem to do the best on days like this. But yeah, again, I'll be on the lookout. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Let's see.